Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do a quick review of the Jack Wolf Knives Lil Bro. So this is not the monthly knife that's coming out or anything like that. This is just me wanting to review a new knife in my collection. This knife was graciously gifted to me by Ben Belkin, the owner of Jack Wolf Knives, a friend. I appreciate you, brother. He heard me in a lot of my videos talking about how I needed this specific knife to complete the set. If you want to see the whole set of Jack Wolf knives, I recently did a video with my rankings from 1 through 10 of all the knives. And I show all of them, so you can check them out there. I also show the Northwoods Leatherworks slips that go along with them. This one, I'm rocking a Lancelot leather slip. Shout out to Joe. This slip was for the Tactile Bear, and it fits this knife perfectly. I am waiting for Troy to make me a slip for this. We're going to do some really cool color scheme for this one. I'm really excited about it. He seems excited about it, so it's going to be awesome. I'll show that off in a short or Instagram as soon as I get it. You guys know that. But here's the thing. This is the knife that I really wanted out of the group when I first saw the Jack Wolf knives at Blade Show 21. I was in love with the Lil Bro. This was the knife that I was going to buy. I went to the table. I had kind of met Ben, but sort of not really. We just kind of like saw each other on live streams because he used to be in the Knife Junkie live stream a lot. And he'd be on sometimes talking about stuff and whatever. But I didn't know him or anything. And I stopped at the booth and talked to him. And we talked for a while. And I was not a slip joint guy at the time at all, right? And I left that conversation trying to buy this knife. And obviously he wouldn't let me. They were prototypes from 21. This was before, you know, Jack Wolf, the first one, the Sharpshooter, launched in like March or April of 22. This was almost a year before the company really like started selling products. And this was the one I picked out on the table out of all the prototypes that I wanted. Because I'm like, you know, smaller size for a slip joint. The clip point's a classic look. And I was like, you know what? This is the one I want. How much? And he's like, well, they're going to be, you know, starting at $275, but I can't sell you that. It's a prototype. And I was like, God damn it. We spent all this time talking. You got me into it. And then I want to get into it. And you won't sell me one? So it was just kind of funny that I left wanting a slip joint, you know? So then fast forward and all the Jack Wolves start coming out. This is the third release. It was the Sharpshooter, Laid Back Jack, and then the Lil Bro. And there was 4 versions of this. 3 of them were micarta, black, natural, and green. And then there was this copper dark matter one. So at the time, there was only one carbon fiber version. So it makes it a little more, you know, collectible or whatever. And I got one for review, a green micarta one, I believe. And I did the review, and then I sent it to Brandon Thrasher. Ben and I got together and decided to gift it to Brandon Thrasher because he had just switched jobs. He wasn't really in a position to buy the newest one, and he really wanted it. And we just thought it was a smart move. So I gave it to him. Then he could review it and keep it. Well, what happened was after that, Blade Show happened. And right at the same time, people found out that this knife had a little bit of a QC issue. Or design issue. I don't know, whatever you want. Manufacturing issue. I'm not sure. Where it would hit the bottom of the spring. So you can see that line down there. So when you closed it, it would actually hit the spring, and it's called blade wrap. And basically what blade wrap is... Ooh, I'm getting a little grit. Let me show you something. Great time to show you something. So it would hit, and there was blade wrap, and Ben learned that that was an issue, obviously, and he recalled them. You know, he was trying to think of ideas of what to do. We could get them all sharpened, because one sharpening literally takes it out, and then you don't have to worry about it again. But that would be hard to have however many of them he had, maybe it was 300 of them at the time, to have them all sharpened, and then, you know, and then would it look like a factory edge and all this stuff, right? So what he ended up doing was recalling the batch. He recalled the whole batch, and so all the ones that went to dealers, all the ones he had that were going to get sold got pulled back, and the manufacturer is now working on basically a new Lil Bro. They've updated the design to make sure that's not an issue, and I'm guessing he's going to update the scale materials now. And it'll be basically a different Lil Bro. But there were some out there, right? Like, there were the review samples, and I don't know if a few, you know, snuck out from Ben, or, you know, however that happens, right? Because, you know, these were shipped all to the dealers and everything already internationally and wherever before this happened. But none got sold to customers, which is awesome. Ben took care of the issue. He's having it remade, and he didn't sell them to customers, which is, you know, he took a hit on that. He could have just let it go and been like, you know, some people won't notice or whatever. But he didn't. So that shows some integrity right there, in my opinion, because it would be real easy for a lot of business owners to be like, I can probably get away with this. Even some of the nicest people, you know? It's just human nature. But so that all happened, and so I never actually got one. I was going to get this one, right? So my plan was I was giving away the one to Brandon Thrasher, and then when the drop happened, I was going to buy a carbon fiber one because I was collecting all the carbon fiber ones. Well, that drop never came. So I ended up never getting a Lil Bro in the collection. And it always bugged me. And I probably brought it up a million times. Not like to Ben, but like in videos or whatever. And I guess he heard me saying that probably in my Knife of the Year video, which was a Jack Wolf, the Venom Jack. And I needed this last one to complete the set. And I guess he heard that. And he had this one that he was kind of like waiting to give to somebody. And waiting for the right moment. And I guess that was the right moment. And I got lucky. And I really appreciate it. So he had this sharpened by Corey Dunlap, who is an excellent knife sharpener. If you need any kitchen knives or folding knives or fixed blade sharpened, he is a pro. And he does not cost a lot of money. I sent 2 kitchen knives to him last week, and it was $35 shipped. I mean, I had to ship it to him, but then the 2 sharpenings are $10 each, and then it was $15 to priority it back to me. It was $35 to get 2 kitchen knives sharpened to crazy sharpness. So anyway, he had this sharpened, and he also, I think, took it apart and like cleaned it up and got it all pimped out. What you saw just now was I was feeling it was gritty, basically. And when that happens, what you want to do is just basically clean out the tangs a little bit on all of these corners, and then just put a little bit of lubrication on there. You work that in, and it instantly disappeared. I mean, it was gone before I even put the oil back on. So something was just catching in there. And you can see the walk and talk on this one. It's just, oh man, it is one of the best that I have in the collection. So he really chose a doozy, and I'm so happy about it. Dead center, just all the stuff is perfect. Yeah, so that's a long-ass story short. So, one other thing. I filmed the review. I still have the review saved and not posted. And there's been multiple times where I'm like, okay, now I'll just release it. Like, why not? Like, when I got this, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to release it. Because now I have one, I can release it, right? But I don't know what I said in that video. I'm not watching the whole thing back. I don't know what I said. I might have brought up the drop date. I might have, you know, talked about the materials and shit that's not going to be a thing anymore. So I need to just let it go and not post it. And I'm kind of doing a re-review now with this one. So that's where I'm at. 10 minutes in, we're at the review. So aesthetically, this one really does it for me. I love the size. That's the biggest factor for me on the Lil Bro is the size. This is what I want in a slip joint. I want a small knife. It's meant to be small. It's meant to be a secondary. It's not meant to be a primary knife, in my opinion. So I don't want that, right? Where some people do, and that's why the Benny's clip is really popular for some people. But it's the least popular for me. I still love it, but you get what I'm saying. Because of the size, where this one is one of the smaller ones, and that really appeals to me. So this one's like top 5. Definitely top 5 for me, I would say. Probably like my 4th favorite. I did my top 3. It probably comes in right after the low drag. So Venom, Midnight, low drag, Lil Bro is where I would put it. But again, you can watch that video to see. But aesthetically, it's definitely one of the better looking ones in my opinion. It's got a real simple design. I believe it's called a boy's knife. It's kind of like a small Barlow or something. I'm not sure if I'm right about that. Clip point blade, really nice handle design. You got the bolsters on both sides that are fluted. You got the end cap or end bolster here. Really nicely done, nicely rounded. It's just a very simple yet elegant design, in my opinion. And because of that, it's supremely comfortable in the hand. It just fits the hand really well. Easy to cut with, you know, works really well. You get good control. Now you have the clip point, but for me, I like this clip point best of all because it clips down and then almost straightens out. You almost get like a spear point effect there. It does swoop up a bit there. So when you get under like a tape or whatever to open a box or something, it's a little more challenging than, you know, just jabbing in a spear point or a warnie or something like that. But it works really well. The ergonomics, like I said, are fantastic. The carry is superb. One of the best in the line because it's so small. So thin and small, disappears. Really does. Once I get that slip from Troy, which will be a smaller slip as well, it's going to be absolute money in the carry department. It weighs nothing. This would be one that you could probably just toss in your pocket, no slip, just pocket drop it, and, you know, just have it kind of jangle down there and disappear. I think it would do good at that. Cutting. I mean, it's got the Jack Wolf full hollow grind. Up to the spine, just stupid thin edge. I mean, we can measure it, but I'm just like, at this point, I don't even know what to expect. 9 thousandths, maybe. Holy shit. You like that? I did not check that beforehand, but I just assume with his knives, and then you got Corey's edge on there, just, oh man, it's a slicer, guys. I've cut a little bit of cardboard. I've cut packages from Amazon and, you know, other boxes and things like that with it. I think that's really all I've done. I didn't do any zip ties or anything like that yet. I haven't had it all that long, but I had one before that I reviewed, you know what I mean? So, fantastic cutter. It just has that clip point. So, you know, you got to take into account it's a smaller blade. We can look at the overall length. I mean, it's probably, it might even fit. Nope. So right there, I mean, it's just over 6 inches total. Look at that. I mean, right to there is 6. And then, I mean, you're looking at like 6 1/8 or whatever. The blade length, you're looking at 2 3/4, maybe sneaking on 2 3/4 with 2.5 cutting edge. And then your handle, which slip joints are measured by their close length. I believe that's a thing in the slip joint world. You're looking at 3.5 inches closed. This is like perfect for me in terms of size. It really is. You're going to be looking at about 0.45 on the thickness because all Jack Wolfs are right around there. And then it's not very tall either. And all those dimensions just do it for me with Jack Wolf. It's one of my favorite things about their knives, or Ben's knives, where something like this is this is fine. It's nice and thin. It's not too tall, but it is taller, right, in the handle. But I love this knife. This is the QSP Hedgehog. This is a traditional PocketKnives.com exclusive. If you're looking to get into slip joints and you want to try something that's not uber expensive, just to get into it, but you want something good, I recommend the QSP Hedgehog. You can get into it for under $100. If you want a premium version, M390 Jig Titanium full hollow grind with phenomenal walk and talk, this traditional pocket knives one is $145, M390. I mean, stupid good, right? But what I'm getting at is a lot of his designs are kind of slim on the handle, and that really does it for me. That's something that I appreciate in the knives. When I have a slip joint in the hand, I want it to be slim. Like, it's meant to be a backup carry for me, you know? So, anyway, you get the picture there. I love that about it. So that's cutting, carry, sounds. So we can just talk walk and talk at this point, and it is butter. I mean, no matter how you shake it, it is a phenomenal sounding knife. And the acoustics are amazing. And the walk and talk is... whew. I mean, this one is right there with the Cyborg. So you'll see that... Actually, I think it's better than the Cyborg. If I need to clean this one out too, or if I'm just misremembering. Anyway, it's right there with the Cyborg, and then you have the Venom. Very good. And then I would put the Midnight up there as well. And here's the Lil Bro. I mean, they all are just... Once you carry one for like a minute and just get used to the rhythm of that knife. Yeah, there it is. Just get... It was cold. Just had to warm up a little bit. I can smell the oil. Love it. So good. I mean, so I don't know which one I would choose that has the best walk and talk, but it's just a matter of which one's in my pocket, honestly. Walking in my pocket. Because once I feel that specific knife for a second, it's game over, right? I think the Venom is still the best. But the Lil Bro might be right behind it, honestly. It is top notch in the walk and talk category of things. It's top notch in a lot of the categories. So, put these away. All right. I'm running out of space in my case for Jack Wolf's. So, yeah, this one has epic walk and talk, like next level. This example, at least. I can't remember how much I liked it on the first example I had, but I didn't remember it being this damn good. But this one's kind of like hand-tuned by Ben, so that could be why. So overall, the Lil Bro Jack is absolutely a home run. Another one, phenomenal knife. I'll probably be reviewing it again when the drop actually happens, which will be in mid-23. And it's going to be different, you know. I don't think it's going to be the same materials as last time. You may not even see this material on it. So it'll be a different knife, essentially. So I kind of have to, you know, start over with the review on it. But, yeah. So stay tuned for that. But I wanted to get this out because I've been wanting to post my Lil Bro review forever. And I just couldn't because there wasn't a good time to post it because I actually waited, you know, and then stuff started happening with the blade wrap. And then I was like, shit, I can't just post this. It's getting postponed. And, you know, people were posting their videos anyway just to get them up. But, you know, I was like, I'm going to hold off. Ben asked me to, so I was like, I'm going to hold off. It was the right thing to do. Anyway, why does that matter? So you'll see it again, but I am so grateful to Ben for this gift and his kindness and friendship and all of that stuff. It's been a really wild ride watching Jack Wolf flourish and watching Ben just he's an excellent businessman, and he's really helped me with, you know, stuff in that aspect. So he's been a huge support for me as well. So but the knives just speak for themselves, guys. They're just so freaking good. And if you don't believe me, you just watch. No, if you don't believe me, get one. Just get one in hand. Borrow one from somebody. Go to the nearest dealer that has them. And just feel the walk and talk. Feel the ergonomics. Look at the execution of them. Feel the ergonomics and try to cut something. Feel the thinness of these holograms. Just all those aspects add up to an epic experience. And, you know, I'm not a big modern traditional guy. I don't like that. I don't like seeing all this modern design in slip joints. I like having it be a traditional pattern with modern elements, and that's where this hits the home run. You get the full hollow, you get the belt satin, you get the M390 or S90V going forward, you get the camo and carbon fibers, and you get titanium. That's the biggest thing here, guys. All these custom slip joints and shit, they're all made out of steel. I don't get it, and they weigh a ton. It's just annoying. You get Torx hardware. Those details are what makes these amazing, but they have this traditional design, you know? So it's just that combination of things that works really well for him. So there it is. The Lil Bro finally is reviewed. I appreciate you guys so much for sticking through this one. I know there's nothing here for you to buy yet. I know that's rough. This video, I guess, was more for me, so I hope you guys understand that. I love you all. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Thank you again, Ben. Love you, dude. And I will catch you later.